So Neron Delta just texted me and asked me what are my next plans to conquer the world. Wow.
Why? What are we gonna do tomorrow night?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
What he actually meant is that El Tipo is up for distribution, which is great because I composed and recorded the piano part 4 weeks ago and in less than 24 hours. And that's how I did it.
Try to take over the world.
I'm kind of shocked at how well this has worked out. I received a message about a month ago on a Friday from a pretty popular South American rap singer, Neron Delta. I have no idea how he decided to get in touch with me. He needed a piano introduction for a song he was about to release by Monday. And we will conquer the world, he actually said. It will go viral. I accepted to work on it. Yeah! Many people all over the world dream of writing their own songs and their own music, but just a few are confident enough to try and learn how to do it. At first, I was a bit overwhelmed as, you know, I am a classical pianist and have a PhD in music theory, but in both aspects of my training, you do not get to learn how to improvise and compose music. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I wrote the piano introduction to a rap song and how you can write a simple song too, starting with just 4 notes. All of these are the stats Neron Delta has on his Spotify, which made my task pretty scary given the fact I am not an expert in rap music and I understand Beethoven much better. Okay, this is the first version of the song I was sent. I started working on this, and at this point I felt clueless about what type of music I would want to listen. It can be anything, right? I didn't write anything down because I was not sure about what I was expected to do. I was afraid I was not going to make it and felt I should have never accepted to do something I'd never done before. I just received another audio file from Neron, and this is really going to help me a lot. In the file I received, there are more sounds and the voice track. But what is helping me are these 4 sounds you can hear on the piano in the background.
Sí, buena. Yo soy Neron Delta, siempre Rupi. Yo sé que a muchos de ustedes le han fallado. Vamos a seguir avanzando.
Since I was writing the piano part, I thought I can just follow my taste. These 4 notes represent the structural pillars for the piano part. The 4 pillars gave me an idea, but I actually did not like these notes grouped together that way, so I changed them in a way that I could form a nice chord progression that goes from the tonic F sharp to the dominant C sharp. Well, that was my first thought, at least. I still thought I was in F sharp minor key, so I started building up the chords on the pillars. So for F sharp, have F sharp minor or D major or even B minor. Then for the A, I have A major, D major, or F sharp minor. For the B, I could have used B minor, and then I started to think about using G major for some reasons. And for the C sharp, I could have used A major, C sharp minor, or F sharp minor. So at one point I realized I wasn't using F sharp minor as a key, but I was more thinking about being in the A area as a dominant of D major.
I'll do what I must do to to take the world, but I'll be gracious.
On a second step, I needed to map the pillars around a structure, and so I counted the repetitions and organized the sections. I figured that I could use something like Einaudi does in Nuvole Bianche, where some chords are repeated for many times and he changes certain things in the melody. So I decided to follow this same pattern. Because I'm not trained to improvise, I had to write everything down on my computer and then modify small things at the piano. Now, I started working with chord tones and passing tones. Chord tones are these pitches belonging to a chord, while passing tones are these pitches that are between chord tones and that allow us to create a smooth transition between one chord tone and the next. So I started with the F sharp minor chord. And so I started thinking that I should have a rest at the beginning. The B is a passing note, and I am connecting two chord tones. And then chord tone, passing note, then chord tone, passing notes. And then I expanded a little bit. And then the third time that I was repeating that, I copied a little bit Einaudi. Then it changes again. And then I added the arpeggios. And then I repeated the first part with the syncopated rhythm. And that was the end of the introduction. I must say that for me, it would have been much easier to accompany an entire orchestra than to play dance music.
In time, you're going to bow, and then you'll kneel right here before me.
It was actually Monday evening when I started recording the piano part. I had recorded quite a few times as I wanted the piano part to follow the tempo and the words in the introduction to the song. It was a pretty scary time as it was already Monday night and I wanted the song to be ready and on time. I checked the piano part against the audio track overlapping the two tracks on Audacity. I was eventually satisfied after quite a few hours of work. After a month, the song has finally been released.
I am not a sacred cow. You will avow, and you'll adore me.
There is no doubt that this was probably not a huge task for me. I've been playing classical piano and studying music since I was 5 or 6 years old. I didn't have to learn how to harmonize music, and I have millions of patterns under my fingers and in my head because of the many years of training. You can attempt to write an entire book without knowing a language. But honestly, who would read that book? Of course, you can try to improvise with a few notes here and there. But if you want to level up your music writing, there is a lot of work to do. Understanding how music actually works is one thing. Knowing how to play an instrument is another thing. But it is the consistency in the work on your skills, the attention to the details and the passion for improvement that will bring you from some random notes to a piece of music. Keep making music a part of your life.
How are you going to compare the word to tomorrow.